heavy rain and an atmosphere filled with nothing but tension. Amid all this, there is a boy who is running in fear, escaping from someone. From his expressions, it is clear that his life is in danger, and that is indeed true. Because after running some distance, when he gets exhausted, a man comes close, points a gun at his head, and repeatedly demands answers from him. But Alcino gives him only one reply, that he knows nothing. This enrages the man, and he beats him so badly that Alcino loses consciousness. But wait, this isn't all. The man then begins to bury him alive. At that moment, Alcino regains consciousness and, seeing that he is being buried like this, desperately begs for mercy, screaming for help. But the man does not listen and buries him alive. This is how the story's intro unfolds. Now morning arrives, and we see a police officer named Martin, who is going to play a very important role in this story. At the moment, he has come to drop his daughter at school. After that, he goes straight to the station, where he learns that he has been transferred to another division. His new assignment is to handle security. Martin has no major issues with this, so he agrees. On the very same day, he is given a task in this division. He must transport 6 prisoners from the jail to another location. He will be accompanied by Manta, who is also a very close friend of his. When they meet, Manta suggests that they should take a shortcut route and travel at night because he doesn't want to make any mistakes. On top of that, they don't have much security with them. Martin agrees. Meanwhile, we see the prisoners in jail. Among the 6, 2 are extremely dangerous and ruthless criminals. One is the mastermind behind a human trafficking operation, and the other has powerful connections at very high levels. Manta informs Martin that they must keep a special eye on these 2. At the same time, one of the prisoners, Ramus, secretly hides a key before leaving. What he plans to do with it will be revealed later. For now, their journey begins. As the journey progresses, the story becomes more thrilling, filled not just with action but also suspense. Before departure, all the prisoners are searched one by one. During this process, a prisoner named Nano gets into an argument with Manta and is about to attack him, but Martin intervenes and stops him. Everyone is seated inside the van, which has separate cells. Before leaving, Manta remarks that these are criminals, not Nobel Prize winners. If they even slightly step out of line, they should be killed on the spot. Martin, however, thinks very differently. Martin drives the truck while Manta sits behind, keeping watch on the prisoners. This arrangement makes things easier for both of them. A police car drives ahead of the truck to guide the way. Soon, they leave the city and begin traveling through a jungle route. Along the way, we see the same man who buried Alcino earlier. He spreads sharp spikes across the road. His motive is unclear, but it seems he is doing this to save someone. Inside the truck, none of the prisoners are willing to sleep. To deal with this, Martin deliberately increases the heater temperature so the warmth will make them drowsy. Meanwhile, Ramus asks to use the bathroom. Manta unlocks his handcuffs and allows him to go, where Ramus retrieves the hidden key. How and where he hid it is something you can imagine yourself. As they proceed deeper into the jungle, a thick fog begins to form. Martin can no longer see the police car ahead, and at one point it completely disappears. He tries to contact them, but there is no response. Suddenly, all the truck's tires get punctured, making it clear that this was done intentionally. Martin asks Manta to step outside. Manta discovers that the police car is overturned a short distance away and informs Martin, urging him to contact headquarters via radio. But the radio doesn't connect to anyone. Just moments ago, everything was fine, so how did things suddenly go so wrong? Those who were once alive are now dead. He tries to contact the base using their radio, but gets no response. However, he finds something there that could be very helpful. It is Mikhail's bag. As he searches through it, he finds Mikhail's photo, and along with it, a photo of his daughter. There is also a newspaper clipping mentioning that she went missing. This raises a big question. Is this entire matter about revenge? If so, Mikhail could have taken revenge in many other ways. Why would he take such a huge risk by killing police officers? On the other hand, we see all the prisoners struggling to open the hatch. Meanwhile, Manta drives the car forward, trying to stop Mikhail at any cost. He increases his speed, and everyone behind realizes that another disaster is about to strike. As Manta gets closer to Mikhail's vehicle, he starts firing at him. But Mikhail uses his brain. He doesn't shoot back recklessly. He knows that if he loses control, the van could crash into a ravine or a tree. Instead, he starts ramming Manta's car. Since Manta keeps firing, a sharp turn comes up, and Manta loses control of the vehicle, crashing straight into a massive tree. He dies on the spot, but he isn't the only one to die. Another person is also killed in the chaos. Even though Mikhail never wanted anyone to die, all he wanted was Nano. Deaths keep happening because of him. This is the third police officer he has killed, which makes it clear that something even bigger is about to happen. Mikhail steps out and starts talking to Ramus, saying he needs to know the full truth from Nano. Only then will his confusion be cleared. But Nano refuses to say anything and keeps repeating that he did nothing and that he's being framed. Hearing this, Mikhail loses his patience because he needs the truth immediately. He drives the truck at full speed and stops it on a frozen lake. Then he shoots around the truck, creating holes in the ice. Slowly, the truck starts sinking into the water, while Mikhail watches from a distance. Inside the truck, the prisoners soon realize what's happening. Their lives are now in danger as water begins to fill the vehicle. If they don't act fast, they'll die from the cold or suffocation. Ramus again urges Nano to tell the truth, but Nano still insists he knows nothing. The water level keeps rising. Martin then says he knows where the emergency exit is, but for that, his handcuffs need to be unlocked or they will all drown. Seeing the urgency, Ramus pulls out the key to unlock Martin's handcuffs. But the water has risen so much that the key slips from his hand and falls down. Finding it again seems impossible. But Colm risks his life, dives down, and manages to retrieve the key. With it, they unlock the handcuffs. Martin then shows everyone the emergency exit, and they rush toward it. The water has risen so high that they have to swim to escape. During this, we see Colm taking his last breaths. Ramus tries to help him and pulls him up, but he fails to save him. Meanwhile, Nano, who escapes first, forgets that death is waiting for him outside. As soon as he sees danger, he starts running, and Mikhail chases him. Soon, gunshots are heard. Martin rushes toward the sound and sees Mikhail repeatedly shooting at Nano, who is hidden inside a house. Martin confronts Mikhail and asks why he is after this innocent boy and what wrong he has done. At this moment, the true plot of the story is revealed. This entire thing is about revenge, just as suspected earlier. Mikhail explains that his daughter, who was only 17 years old, once went to a party with her friends. Alcino and Nano were also there. They talked to her, spiked her drink, and then did terrible things to her. After that, they brutally killed her and buried her somewhere unknown. The police never found any evidence, so no case was filed against them. But Mikhail knew they were responsible. He investigated on his own and one day captured Alcino and forced him to confess everything he knew. Now, all Mikhail wants is to know from Nano where his daughter's body is buried. He couldn't save her while she was alive, but he wants to cremate her and give her soul peace. During this conversation, Nano tries to escape again, but Mikhail doesn't let him. He starts shooting at him once more, but this time he has to stop to reload. Martin realizes this is the perfect moment and attacks him. A fierce fight breaks out between them. In the end, Mikhail stabs Martin's leg with a piece of glass, escapes, and attacks Nano again. He beats him brutally, repeatedly asking where his daughter's body is and what they did to her. His rage and desperation for revenge are clearly visible. Just then, Martin arrives again and points his gun at Mikhail, telling him to let the boy go. Mikhail gets distracted, and Nano takes advantage of this moment by hitting Mikhail on the head with a stone and freeing himself. At the same time, a police helicopter arrives. Seeing this, Nano becomes happy, thinking he will be saved. In his excitement, he blurts out the truth, not realizing that Martin is standing nearby. Nano openly admits that yes, he killed Mikhail's daughter and kept abusing her until she died in pain. He mocks the police, saying they never found anything because people like him are everywhere in the force. Hearing this, Martin's blood boils. He shoots Nano in the hand and angrily demands to know where the girl's body is. Finally, Nano reveals that they threw her into a well. When the girl's father hears this, his heart completely shatters. He imagines how many animals must have fed on his daughter's body and how she was completely destroyed over time. Overwhelmed with grief, he breaks down and cries. Soon, the police arrive and arrest everyone. After this incident, Martin completely loses faith in the law. He quits his job and starts searching for work where human life has value and justice truly exists. With this, the story comes to an end. How did you like the story? Let us know in the comments.